Beneath the sands of Hawara, 20 meters down, lies something the official record refuses to acknowledge. In 2008, radar scans detected a 2-story underground complex with more than 3,000 rooms, larger than any pyramid, older than any legend we thought we knew. The results vanished overnight. Today, we're breaking that silence. Because what's buried beneath Hawara could rewrite the history of Egypt, and someone doesn't want us to find it. There are places on this planet the official version of history prefers to stay quiet about. Hawara is one of them. Not because there's nothing there, but because there's too much. Over the next minutes, we'll trace one of the most suppressed archaeological cases of our time, Egypt's lost labyrinth. Once described by the ancient Greeks as more magnificent than the pyramids, confirmed by modern radar, and then sealed off by bureaucracy. Hold on, we're going underground. In the 5th century BC, the Greek historian Herodotus traveled to Egypt and saw something he could barely put into words. He described a structure that surpassed even the Great Pyramids in scale. A complex of courtyards, corridors, and chambers so disorienting that, according to the locals, no one found their way out without a guide. Herodotus spoke of 2 levels, one above ground and one below it, a level he himself was denied access to. His guides told him the lower tier held the tombs of kings and the sacred burials of crocodiles from the cult of the god Sobek. 3,000 rooms, half visible, half hidden forever beneath the earth. The site is called Hawara, sitting in the shadow of the pyramid of Amenemhat III, a Middle Kingdom pharaoh whose mortuary cult is closely tied to this complex. For centuries, the labyrinth was dismissed as myth, a poetic exaggeration from a traveling Greek, until 2008. In 2008, a team of Belgian and Egyptian researchers, working with the National Research Institute of Astronomy and Geophysics, carried out a large-scale ground-penetrating radar survey of the Hawara site. The results were staggering. The radar signals picked up massive stone walls and artificial cavities several meters below the surface, a regular, repeating geometry that nature doesn't produce on its own. A structure of this scale, positioned exactly where Herodotus claimed the entrance to the Forbidden Chambers once stood. For a brief moment, the team behind the project, known as the Mataha Expedition, announced the discovery to the world. Media outlets picked it up. It seemed a 2,500-year-old myth had just been confirmed by hard scientific data. And then, silence. What followed is a familiar script. Subsequent statements downplayed the finding. Officials claimed there was nothing unusual beneath the sand, just natural geological formations. No further excavation was authorized. The 2008 scan data disappeared from public scientific discourse. Independent researchers attempting to gain access to the site in order to apply modern technologies, LiDAR, AI-driven mapping, newer generations of radar, have run into one bureaucratic wall after another. Why would a structure potentially more significant than the Valley of the Kings remain sealed instead of excavated? The official answer is always the same: lack of funding, lack of priority. But to researchers who followed the case closely, the silence feels too orderly, too absolute to be mere bureaucratic disinterest. Whatever lies beneath Hawara remains there, untouched, unseen, surrounded by restricted access to this very day. Let's imagine for a moment that the barriers came down tomorrow. What could be waiting inside the labyrinth's 3,000 rooms? Herodotus described an upper and lower labyrinth. The upper level open to visitors in his time, the lower reserved for royal tombs and sacred burials, off limits even to him. If those lower chambers truly exist intact beneath the modern sand, they could hold Middle Kingdom administrative archives, papyrus scrolls telling a history we currently only know in fragments. Compare that to the tomb of Tutankhamun, a single, relatively modest burial that, in 1922, upended the entire world's understanding of ancient Egypt. Now, imagine a complex 3,000 times larger in room count, potentially untouched by centuries of looting for the simple reason that no one has ever managed to get inside. The scale of the unknown here isn't just large, it's almost impossible to grasp. Hawara isn't an isolated case. It's part of a much larger pattern. In recent years, new digital underground mapping projects using satellite-based synthetic aperture radar have started bypassing traditional excavation altogether, scanning sites without a single shovel touching the ground. This technology raises a new question for the archaeological community. If the data can be gathered remotely, why does it keep ending up locked behind institutional doors? More and more researchers and history enthusiasts are calling for an open data movement in archaeology. The idea that humanity's heritage shouldn't belong to a handful of officials, but to everyone who wants to study it. Will Hawara be the place where that battle is finally won? Or just another chapter in a silence that's already lasted decades? Herodotus saw something beneath the sands of Hawara over 2,000 years ago. Radar confirmed something was really there almost 2 decades ago. And we're still waiting for an answer. How many other lost histories are buried not because we can't find them, but because we're not allowed to? If you believe history belongs to all of us, not just the few who decide what gets excavated, leave a comment. Subscribe to Level 33, and let's keep asking the questions the official narrative would rather avoid. See you in the next investigation.